For years, fans of The Young and the Restless have embraced Tessa Porter and Mariah Copeland as one of the most authentic and enduring couples in daytime television. From secret crushes and stolen glances to adoption struggles and marriage vows, Teriah has become a beacon of representation on the CBS soap. But according to Cait Fairbanks, who plays Tessa, even the most solid couples can face a breaking point, and she just revealed what might be the deal breaker that could send shockwaves through their happily ever after. From star-crossed to soulmates. When Tessa first entered Genoa City in 2017, no one could have predicted the long, winding road ahead for her and Mariah. Their love story began as a slow burn, more subtlety than fireworks. Mariah's confusion over her feelings, Tessa's music career struggles, and the looming presence of Noah, who was Mariah's brother and Tessa's boyfriend at the time, created a tangled web that fans couldn't look away from. But what has always made Teriah unique is the emotional honesty embedded in their story. They weren't thrust together for shock value, they were written as two flawed, searching souls who found themselves in each other. Viewers watched them navigate betrayal, secrets, insecurities, and even a kidnapping plot or two, but through it all, their bond grew stronger. The culmination of their romance came in a groundbreaking wedding episode in 2022, celebrated as a milestone for LGBTQ+ representation in daytime drama. Yet even after vows are exchanged, soaps thrive on conflict. Happily ever after is rare in Genoa City, and Cait Fairbanks recently reminded fans of that fact in an eye-opening interview. Cait Fairbanks on what could break Teriah. Speaking candidly about Tessa and Mariah's future, Cait Fairbanks revealed that while the couple's love runs deep, there's one thing that could unravel everything they've built: betrayal. I think the deal breaker for them would be if either of them ever broke the other's trust again, Fairbanks admitted. That's something that's haunted their relationship from the beginning. Tessa kept secrets, Mariah questioned her loyalty, it's always been a theme. If that cycle repeated itself in a big way, I don't know if they could come back from it. For longtime fans, that statement hits hard. Trust has always been the thread tying Teriah together, but it's also been the very thing tested again and again. From Tessa blackmailing Sharon to Mariah hiding her affair with Tessa from Devon, dishonesty nearly destroyed them once before. Could it happen again? Fairbanks went further, suggesting that betrayal doesn't always mean infidelity. It could be anything: career decisions, family choices, even parenting. If one of them made a life-changing move without the other's knowledge or against the other's wishes, that could be just as damaging as cheating. For these two, it's all about being in sync. The parenting angle. Her words hit especially close to home when you consider Tessa and Mariah's recent storyline as new moms to baby Aria. Parenthood has already tested their resilience. The couple faced the heartache of adoption hurdles, only to experience the joy of bringing Aria into their lives. Now, with Aria's hearing challenges at the center of their story, fans have witnessed the couple's unconditional love and dedication. But as any soap viewer knows, parenting dilemmas can spark deep conflict. What if Mariah and Tessa don't agree on how to handle Aria's future? What if one of them pushes for a risky medical decision, while the other hesitates? Soap couples often fracture not over the presence of an outsider, but over differences in raising their children. Fairbanks' comment about family choices being a possible deal breaker feels eerily like foreshadowing. Pressure from Genoa City's drama. Even when they're not at the center of the show's biggest scandals, Teriah is constantly affected by the chaos around them. Mariah remains tethered to the Newman family through her mother, Sharon. Tessa has a complicated history with Devon and the music industry. Their lives aren't isolated, they're woven into a web of drama that could easily ensnare them again. Consider Sharon's current arc with Chance Chancellor. If Sharon becomes embroiled in more turmoil, Mariah will inevitably be pulled in, and that stress could weigh on her marriage. Likewise, if Tessa's music career tempts her back into morally gray decisions, remember her days of stolen lyrics and blackmail, Mariah could once again question whether she can trust her wife. Fairbanks seems to recognize the narrative gold in those possibilities. They've had stability for a while, and that's been beautiful to play, she said. But soaps thrive on tension. And for Mariah and Tessa, I think the deepest tension would always come from whether they can rely on each other in the storm. Fan reactions. Protect Teriah at all costs. The idea of a Teriah breakup sends chills down the spines of fans who have invested years into their journey. On social media, the reaction to Fairbanks' remarks has been mixed. Some agree that drama is necessary to keep the couple compelling, while others argue that breaking them up would be a huge mistake. One fan wrote, "We've fought so hard for this couple to be represented. Don't you dare destroy them now." Another countered, drama doesn't mean the end. It means growth. Let them fight, but let them come back stronger. Fairbanks herself seems torn between her protective instincts as an actor and the storyteller's need for conflict. As Cait, I want them to be happy forever. But as someone who loves storytelling, I know that struggle makes them more real. It doesn't have to mean the end, it could just mean evolution. Could an outsider be the deal breaker? While Fairbanks emphasized betrayal and trust, fans can't help but wonder if an outsider could threaten Teriah. Soap history is littered with interlopers who wedge themselves into marriages. Teriah had her ill-fated kiss with Lindsay. Tessa has a history of questionable choices. Could temptation creep back into their lives? Fairbanks left the door cracked open. You never know who might come to town and shake things up, she teased. But again, it's not about the act itself, it's about the secrecy. If Teriah or Tessa ever felt blindsided by the other, that's where the damage would be done. A deal breaker that strengthens them. Interestingly, Fairbanks suggested that even a deal breaker doesn't have to mean destruction. Sometimes, facing what feels like the end makes you fight harder for what you love, she said. If Teriah ever got that close to breaking, maybe it would be the thing that makes them realize they're unbreakable. It's a perspective that resonates with the heart of soap operas. Couples are torn apart and rebuilt, not just for drama, but for the chance to explore resilience. For Teriah, the test of trust could be less of a death sentence and more of a crucible that proves their lasting love. The future of Teriah. As Young and Restless continues to balance legacy families with newer couples, Teriah stands as a symbol of modern storytelling. They're not defined by shock value, but by sincerity. Fairbanks' revelation about trust as the ultimate deal breaker adds a layer of tension that fans will carry with them into every upcoming storyline. Will Teriah and Tessa face a parenting crisis that pushes them to the edge? Will outside forces tempt them into secrecy? Or will their bond remain unshakable, even in the face of betrayal? Fairbanks left fans with one final, tantalizing thought. They've been through so much already, and they're still standing. If something did break them, it would have to be huge. But maybe the real story is that nothing can.